I'm trying to go to the gym, but look at what I found on YouTube. Yeah,
Murals
look at this.
commemorating one of the founding fathers of the United States, President George Washington, could be painted over in one school in the country. That's after
Oh,
student activists
poor
concluded
George
that murals
Washington.
are traumatizing to minorities.
That sounds so
The series of
sad.
murals
Traumatizing.
entitled The Life of George Washington date back to 1936. And this Saturday they will be showcased to the public amid growing controversy. Many of the 13 murals show Native Americans and African Americans as victims and slaves.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, I ain't never seen those, so they're new.
We come to these recommendations due to the continued historical and current trauma of Native Americans and African Americans with these depictions in the mural that glorifies slavery, genocide,
I mean,
colonization, manifest destiny,
trauma
white
sounds,
supremacy,
you know,
oppression, etc. This mural
I don't know. It doesn't sound so great, but on the other hand, like, I agree.
Values of social justice, diversity. The impact of this mural is greater than its intent ever was. It's not a counter-narrative if the mural traumatizes students and community members.
It comes at a time when there's been growing debates
I agree.
about what should happen to the country's historical relics. Many of America's founding fathers who've been depicted on banknotes, famous paintings and in statues around the country were in fact slave owners. So, can painting over the country's history help to heal old wounds? Let's discuss this now with Reese Everson, who's an attorney, author, and a women's advocate.
Yeah, girl, you better tell it to him.
Lionel, welcome to you both. Reese, I'd like to come to you first, if I may. However controversial, these murals depict the history of the United States. If we paint over them, is that much rewriting history?
Tell him, girl.
Well, the simple truth of the matter, Neil, is that America has a very, very, very dark secret. in
Yes,
its
girl.
history That is gruesome. It's based on theft and murder.
Tell the truth, girl.
Unfortunately, that's the reality. So what we have to do is, instead of painting over it, is teach our young people how to address that going forward. But painting over it isn't the solution. If we hide our head in the sand, nothing changes. We can't just erase it or erase the vestiges of how it affects us in the present day by just simply saying it didn't happen.
What's your take on this, Lionel? Do we need to be more sensitive that these rules make?
No, she didn't. No, Black Barbie did not say that we should not take them down. Y'all, I don't know what to think about that. Okay, what do I have to say? I personally think that we should take them the hell down. The hell. I don't want to see that mess. Take it down, okay? Forget George Washington. He ain't too, I was going to say, he ain't too enough for me. I guess he did found the country and stuff like that. But all he did was just, like, drag my people across the ocean and put us on the slave block and made me where I lose all of my history, all my connection, all my original language, my original religion, my original culture, you know. I'm supposed to, like, think about him, you know. I think, you know, he got family, right? They good, right? That's good enough. Your family, right? They healthy, they happy, they got jobs. Great, that's what we've done for you. We don't need, you know, I don't think we need a statue of you, you know. If you want to put a statue of you up, let's put some lynch statues next to you. Let's put some niggas hanging from some trees next to you, because that's really the type of stuff that you was ordering and you was supporting. What else could we put? Let's put some Trail of Tears statues, you know, right next to George Washington statues and all these other statues. Let's have the statues of the Indians being kicked out of their land, riding their horses with their heads down, headed towards the middle of nowhere to where they consider themselves prisoners of war to this day. Let's put those statues up. Let's talk about what really is. I'm not saying that we need to hide, but baby, we gotta be fair all around the board. That's all I'm trying to say. That means if we're gonna show one side, let's show the other. If you want to put statues up for George Washington and paintings up for George Washington, let's put the paintings up of the other things that was going on, like all the lynchings and all the murders and all the slave boats and all the bodies. Let's just have a picture of a boat just going across the Atlantic Ocean, just dumping bodies in the ocean. How about live bodies? How about that? That's a great depiction situation because we don't want to hide our head in the sand. Baby, if you don't want to have pictures of lynchings up and all of these nasty ways they used to murder black people and selling people on the slave block and separated mamas from their babies and stuff like that, if we don't want to have those kind of paintings up, then we shouldn't have the other type of paintings up. We shouldn't have to see it. When I say my Pledge of Allegiance, which, actually I choose not to say it, but if I were to say it and if I were to take my kids down to Washington, D.C., I don't want to have them look at pictures of people that look like them with chains around their necks and their legs. It's hard enough as it is. That's just how I feel about it. We all living in this country, right? I'm a citizen too, right? Well, when I look at the statues and paintings of my country, why does it have to be oppressive to me? Why do I have to pay my tax dollars for somebody to put up a picture of me in chains? I just don't get it. And I know you're like, well, it's not exactly you. But technically, it could be like my great-great-great-grandparents or something. Like, why should I have to pay for a picture of that with my tax money? Why should that be in my capital when you telling me that I need to vote? Well, when I need to vote, when I go down to vote, do I see pictures of me hanging from with chains around my neck? Is that what I see? Because that may not make me want to vote. I'm just saying. Like, you want me to be an active participant, then let's act like I'm a citizen on this stage here. And let's not put up pictures of my great-grandparents with shackles around their hands and their necks and their feet. Let's not do that. Let's not do that with our tax dollars. Let's not do that. I pay taxes as well as everybody else. I don't want my tax dollars going to brown blank faces on a picture, on a mural, being dragged away from their country and from their land into tears and oppression and racism and dankness. How dare that girl get up there and say we shouldn't take that? That's not the end. With your black ass. You gonna sit up there and advocate for these people to put people like you in chains today on a mural with your tax dollars? Girl, somebody get her all the chairs so she could have all the seats.
We have alternative healing technologies to help people get off. They basically locked up all of the people and then gave people ridiculous sentences and times, You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say won't give you commission of court law. You have the right to speak to an attorney and have an attorney present during court.
All them families, they did that too.
You have
Thousands of families
of black people who have organized in prison, in jail, to where we're upset and we're mad because of where we're treated as black people.
I had two brothers who went to prison. One went to prison for 8 years.
It's such a sad story. I can't some days, y'all. Just like, we gonna talk about this again, I don't know if any white people watch my channel. I don't really think there are. There's lots of angry black men who, of course, angry at me for, wanting black men to stand up, But I get it. In this setting, it's difficult to stand up. My uncle spent his whole life, when I think back when I was little, he was in jail. He stayed in jail my whole life. My mother's brother, oldest brother, was shot and he died before I could even met him. My mother's an artist. He's the one who taught my mom to draw. When they killed him, they took his body to my grandmother's house, and the niggas shot him through the body on the front lawn. Oh, not the body, his things. So they shot him, the police got his body, but then the next day, they took his clothes and everything and threw it on the front lawn. That's how she got her things. And then growing up, I've shared it with you before, my life, how interesting it is, because I lived in the inner city. I lived in Hartford, where it's very dangerous, Hartford was always on the list of top 10 most dangerous places to live. Lots of shootings every summer. It's more per capita. There's not a lot of people in Hartford, but if you live in Hartford, it's very high probability that you will get shot. My ex-husband had been shot at. My son's father was shot in the neck. My first husband had been in jail, not for a long time. Of course, my son's father, he went to jail for a long time. My ex-husband, my recent ex-husband, I have two, went to jail. I don't think I dated anybody that hadn't been to jail or shot or was dealing with some drugs or like that. Just like going to a white school. So I lived in the suburbs, and then because of Brown v. Board of Education, a bus picked me up and took me 20 minutes outside of the city into a all-white school and dropped off a bunch of us kids. And I went there my whole, since second grade. So a lot of those kids I knew. And I guess I could say now, I know one guy, I think, that went to jail. And he's sold drugs since we were in middle school. So it's not a surprise to anybody. But, couple of guys that were bad guys, beating up people in school and always doing drugs in school, they're on a bracelet, a couple other people that did drugs a lot, drive tow trucks and stuff, working gas stations now, you know what I mean, not a great life. But the difference is that in the hood, they're dead. When people went to jail, they went to jail. One guy I was talking to, he ended up going to jail. We were in high school, and the sentence was 20 years. That was just everybody. That was just the way that we lived. So when I see stuff like this, it just makes me sick, because I really don't believe in America. I really don't believe that they're going to come around. I truly don't believe that anybody cares that we're protesting or crying or that we're doing these things. They live in their own little enclaves. They don't have to see or deal with anything that we had to deal with. They don't understand it. They don't care to understand it. And I'm not the blackest person that you're going to meet, but I share the same story, and I guarantee you they don't care when it comes out of my mouth. People who don't share my story, they don't care. And I think I'm over it. I think I've read enough books. I have studied my history enough, and it doesn't seem, I don't see it turning around. So when I watch stuff like this, I don't want to watch it. Not because it's not because I'm oh, I don't care about my people, I don't really believe anymore that there's going to be a change. I don't believe that anybody in America cares that this is happening. Everybody's excited, and I'm excited about the legalization of marijuana, but nobody cares that people are still getting 20-year sentences for marijuana today. I bring this stuff up and nobody cares. But you can go to Las Vegas and you can go to a dispensary because it's legal now, and people are making lots of money. In LA, you need $500,000 cash just to open your business. Colorado's doing great because of marijuana. So many people are, finding cures for cancer and Parkinson's and doing really great because of a drug that tore my community apart. It's gone on for too long. I just don't believe that America cares at all. I really like K-Few. What? Is the chorus coming? Is that the chorus? It was awful. Wait, hold on. Let me go to my let me hear the chorus again. Was he really sing like hey, was he really doing that? Can y'all hear this? This is ridiculous.
Well, Ed Sheeran, my guy.
I really like Donkey of the Day.
Go to Facebook. Now, if you haven't heard, Facebook is getting serious on hate speech. They have banned some individuals that they feel are dangerous. Let's go to CNN for the report, please.
Facebook is purging several high-profile names from its platforms. Among them, Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan, right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, as well as his media outlet InfoWars. They're being banned for spreading, quote, dangerous
I already told y'all about how I felt about Facebook. Now, I'm speaking too soon, y'all. Y'all know, because I'm catching up on the news with y'all. That's what I'm doing on here. But we talked about Louis Farrakhan. I think I posted a video about that. Brother Polite did a whole expose. So if they ban Brother Polite, that's a different story. Then I'm gonna be mad. But, and Alex Jones, I used to follow Alex Jones back in the day, and then he got really strangely racist. I'm not sure if he was just trying to make money or if he was like catering to his audience or something. But he used to be cool. And I used to listen to him back in September 11th. When 2001 happened, when that happened, I was listening to Alex Jones. I was a fan, But then, around, what was that? It was Hurricane Katrina, or one of the big storms. I don't know. He did this big post on black people, looting. And then people were asking him to take it down because they were like, it's a joke. It was from a joke website. It was black people were making fun of other news sites who were saying that black people were looting, but white people were trying to just live and were scavenging. So they were making jokes talking about oh, we're looting, and they were posting pictures oh, this is so funny. And then Alex Jones reposted those pictures oh, this is a real story. And people were posting, they were like, it's not a real story, it's a joke. Don't do that because you're spreading weird racist stuff. And he actually refused to take it down. And that's when I started giving him the side eye, well, it's not a real story. What you're you want to talk about fake news? You were reporting fake news. It was actually a joke. So then after that, I kind of stopped listening to him, and he just got worse and worse. And liberal media. Oh, fake news. I'm a liberal Ponzi person. I don't even vote. And I used to like Alex Jones, and then once he got racist, then I was like, I guess there's no one you can trust. I don't know. Oh my God, look at the title of this video.
Peace to the family.
Look at the title, y'all.
Alright. Just setting my things up so I can see everything.
Is he for real?
Maybe that's your.
Like a magical land, an Irish treasure.
I do this all the time.
I swear to God, y'all, I love Brother Polite to death, but his intros be so long.
All right, so she got a point already in this debate because of that craziness. But today we want to have a conversation about, can a sister be pro-black if she is a Christian?
Oh my God, y'all.
Right,
I'm about to be stupid and turn this video off.
That's the right way to say it?
That's right.
All right. Let me just see if I make sure my light is.
Do you see what I'm talking about? Brother Polite, come on, just get to the point. Hurry, come on, do it. But we're not going to do that.
Right?
Let's.
God, parent, Christian.
Can I fast forward it? Okay. I wonder if he's gonna say his premise at all.
People on the internet as well, so everybody can get in tune with it and be a part of the discussion.
Oh, brother polite. Get to the point. Get to what you're trying to say. Oh, that's so bad. What?
Okay, so I'm gonna read a verse in the scripture. Okay. All right. And let's see where we can go with this as a case study. All right, here's one example. Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 1. It says, on that day they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people, and therein was found written that the Ammonite and the Moabite should not come into the congregation of God forever. So here it is. This is a group of people, Ammonites and Moabite, and they should not come into the congregation of God forever. Okay. So now what that does for me, right, is it makes me ask a question. That question is, first and foremost,
We're just gonna look at the good news, because to talk about this, all we need is a very basic Bible. Extra basic. Just extra basic. Okay. So, I don't want to bore you with trying to see this, but it's Genesis chapter 10. I just would like to read it to you for a second, if anybody doesn't mind letting a woman read. Okay, we're going to start at verse 6. The sons of Ham, Cush, Egypt, Libya, and Canaan were the ancestors of the peoples who bear the names. The descendants of Cush were the people of Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Ramah, Sabteka. The descendants of Ramah were the people of Sheba and Dedan. Sheba, queen of Sheba, all those people. Cush had a son named Nimrod, who became the world's first great conqueror. So Nimrod, the first great place. Some people connect Nimrod's place to Babylon. That would make all the Babylonians black, but people don't like that definition. So we'll just say, Nimrod and his whole town, Babel. Right, it's not Babylon. That's what people say, but y'all read it here. Nimrod, okay, is a descendant of Ham. All those people are black people. But everybody kind of agrees that all those people are black people. By the Lord's help, he was a great hunter. That is why people say, may the Lord make you as great a hunter as Nimrod. At first, his kingdom included Babylon. Did I say that? At first, his kingdom included Babylon, Erech, and Akkad, all three of them in Babylonia. From that land, he went to Assyria. What would that make the Assyrians? Look, I'm not saying that they're black. Some people have said that Ham is black. You would have to take that up with them. But all I'm telling you is that this book here says that Ham is the grandfather of all the Babylonians and all the Assyrians. Okay? Assyria built the cities of Nineveh, Rehoboth, Ir, Calah, and Rezin, which is between Nineveh and the great city of Calah. The descendants of Egypt were the people of Lydia, Annam, Lehab, Naphtah, Pathros, Casla, and of Crete, from whom the Philistines are descended. The Philistines, okay. Canaan's sons, Sidon the eldest, and Heph were the ancestors of the people who bear their names. Canaan was also the ancestor of the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, the Arkites, the Sinites, the Arvadites, the Zemarites, the Hamathites. The different tribes of the Canaanites spread out until the Canaanite borders reached from Sinon to Gerar near Gaza and eastwards to Sodom, and Gomorrah. These are all children of Ham. Admah, Zeboim near Lasha. These are the descendants of Ham, living in their different tribes and countries, each speaking its own language. So that was a long chapter that I just read to y'all. I'm sure nobody stuck through it. I don't blame y'all. But that's why stuff like that is like frustrating, because I don't know if he's like baiting her because he only mentioned 2 of the tribes for certain reasons, or for whatever specific reasons. The Bible said that about those 2 specific people. But as you just saw, that I just read from you, that Assyria and Babylon and Egypt and all those people that I read, Cush and Libya, these are all sons of Ham, which is considered to be the black people of the earth. Sorry, it just made me upset, because it's just like, well, what are you what are you trying to say? Like, you think that the Bible is saying something about brown people? Like, it's so bad for me to say that's impossible, but it's impossible. It's not there. It's not. Brother Polite, I like you. Why are you being like this? So I think he's just baiting. Like, check this part out.
And he said, "Cursed be Canaan, a servant upon servant shall he be unto his brethren." Now, in this particular instance, somebody's being cursed. In one instance, it's like, look, y'all better not pop off or pull up at the club no more, or the church. I don't want to see you forever. But in this particular instance, this is a curse. Now, you as a God-fearing Christian, are you not worried about who might be walking around on these streets that's cursed from God?
There's a lot of people that are cursed from God still currently.
Yeah.
But,
Who are these people?
I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to be cursed. Say if your family was involved in witchcraft or something like that, that can bring a curse upon your own life, upon generations. Be it anyone who's in that bloodline of that person who was doing it, you can be cursed. So
I get it.
someone being cursed isn't like abnormal.
I get that part. But in this particular instance, the argument has always been, maybe it's the Canaanites, maybe it's the Hamites. But one thing's for sure, somebody's cursed. And so the question is now, we find ourselves in a conundrum as a Christian in this particular instance, because we know we have immunity from the law,
Right.
you know, based on our service, our devotion.
No,
you know,
based on
our
Jesus.
upstanding ways. Why
No,
at the same
based
time,
on
though,
Jesus.
they're still a cursed people until God revokes that curse or overturns it.
That's what Jesus was.
Until we
He
find
was.
that part out. What's going on with the fact that there's some people walking around here cursed? Why aren't Christians interested in the beings that are
Because
walking
Jesus
these streets
undid
cursed?
all the curse.
We
He.
have a lot of Christians, like I said before, I believe in the Bible, I believe in the Father God, I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe in the Holy Spirit. I don't necessarily succumb to a religion, because you see a lot of
No, boo, that was not the answer. You don't succumb to a religion. Kill me now. This is not the scripture that I'm looking for, but it really sounds really good. It's Romans. Can you all see that? I'll stop doing that to y'all. It's Romans 3. And so Romans 3 starts off, Romans 3, verse 11, or verse 10. As the scriptures say, there is no one who is righteous, no one who is wise or worships God. All have turned away from God. They have all gone wrong. No one does what is right, not even one. So let's skip later on into that chapter. It says, but now God's way of putting people right with himself has been revealed. It has nothing to do with the law, even though the law of Moses and the prophets gave their witness to it. God puts people right through their faith in Jesus Christ. God does this to all who believe in Christ because there is no difference at all. Everyone has sinned and is far away from God's saving presence. But by the free gift of God's grace, all are put right with him through Jesus Christ, who sets them free. God offered him so that by his blood, he should become the means by which people's sins are forgiven through their faith in him. I don't want to read you guys crazy, but that's the basis of our faith. I really didn't mean to go there. Don't look at my kitchen. I really didn't mean to go there right now. Actually, I was supposed to be going to the gym, but I was just, doing my YouTube stuff with y'all. And that's what she was supposed to say. I don't ascribe to any religion. No. She was supposed to say that's the whole purpose of Jesus. That's the whole purpose. If we didn't believe in Jesus, we would be Jews, right? We're not Jews. We're Christians, because Jesus, the whole purpose for Jesus being crucified is that he was put up on a tree. Now, according to the Torah, any man that's put up on a tree is a curse. Do you understand now? So Jesus being the perfect, this is why he had to be perfect, not because that's a difference between him and Buddha and all these great people who say they were born of immaculate birth and blah, blah, blah. He didn't actually just come to show us the way. He is the way. Belief in him is the way. He was the perfect person for the purpose of taking on our sins and becoming cursed in order to show that all of that stuff was unnecessary, or in order to set us all free. He took on our flesh, being perfect, being God, and still ended up getting convicted, which he kind of, in a way, showed that there was no way. There was no way. Even the God came into this world and ended up being cursed. There was no way that any man was going to be able to escape this world without being cursed. And it's God's desire for us to not be cursed, to get into heaven. So he sent Jesus to set us free from the law. So I don't know why she missed that. That was her opportunity to stand up for God. I can't do it anymore, y'all. And it's been a 30-minute video. I'm sure none of y'all would want to be watching this, but thanks for being with me and spending some time with me. Like and subscribe, please. We'll definitely do this again. I gotta work in a few hours, so probably not today, but that's the whole thing. Jesus, he is the reason. He is the why. He is the how. Yeah, there's people that are cursed, but there's plenty of black people who weren't. Let's get into it. Oh, you know what? I'll make another video about it. We'll talk about it later.